Question 211. If someone had food on their face or stuck on their teeth, would you tell them?
Yes.
Yeah. Who is it?
It's Jen. Now.
Depends on the food too, I think. I'm gonna have to add that little caveat. Depends on the food too. Because if it's humorous, then you got to leave it there.
Oh, I wouldn't be that mean.
Well,
I mean,
it goes with.
It, but I wouldn't do it.
Well, it depends on who it is as well. That's what I'm saying.
Like if it's Donald Trump, you probably wouldn't tell him.
No, I'd tell Donald Trump. If I don't like someone, I'd tell him.
He already looks like he bathes in Cheeto dust anyway. So.
I've seen several YouTubers that I've been in streams with have food, and I've not told them.
Really?
Because I cannot work out a polite way to tell them, and it's been too long of them in the stream of me. If I noticed it at the very start, if they walk in and I see it, I can tell them if I'm going to tell them. Yeah? Half an hour into the stream, I can't bring myself to do it. I cannot find a polite way I can say,
I think you should be better asked, would you tell everybody at once, or would you be like, hey,
The fuck?
You got cabbage on your teeth.
I don't eat cabbage.
Then where did it come from?
Not talking food, but when I was in high school, one of the other girls in my English lit classes, we were sitting in English class, and the blouses we had were almost see-through. It was ridiculous. And I looked up and looked forward, and I noticed that a bra strap had come undone. So I reached forward, tapped her on the shoulder, and tried to whisper it to her. And she's like, what? So I just said it out loud. You know what me out loud's like. And the whole class just turned around and looked at her, and I was like, I am so sorry. It was funny. It wasn't funny for her.
The problem is, I tend to notice things that other people don't notice, and by drawing attention to it, you're drawing attention to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying, if I can tell someone in private, like Dave said, or the first one to do is like, I'll try and get out of them. I will be apprehensive if there's a large group, if I can't tap them on the shoulder and whisper in their ear.
Mm.
I had a teacher that always had lipstick on her teeth, like all the time.
Did you tell her?
No. It was like the fourth grade,
so she was like Mero.
Time. But
Well,
it
I
was
had a teacher
all the
who's-
fucking time.
I had a teacher whose halitosis fogged up our windows, and we did tell him, yes. That man, I'm telling you, out of every other classroom, we had these classrooms that had these big ass windows, and his classroom was the only one to have the windows fogged up like that. And it's like, it has got to be his breath. And he would always like you're working on something. He was a drafting teacher, so when you were sitting there working on something, he'd put his head right here. And not only would you feel his hot breath, but it would come around and just right there. And you're just sitting there trying not to gag. And you're trying, because he probably can't help it. But teenagers are assholes, so we let him know anyway.
Teenagers
are definitely assholes. You need to play back this section to Angelus.
I was gonna say,
I have a teenager as a son as well. Trust me, he's an asshole.
Bill.
Oh yeah, I definitely tell him, 100%.
He's like you, asshole. You have something in your teeth.
Point and laugh.
No, I just would. I just straight up tell him, because at the end of the day, it's better that you say, look, this is the situation, rather than let them suffer the embarrassment of not telling them and still having it, and other people looking and going, oh, it's much better you go, look, you've got this problem, sort it out. No thanks.
Yeah, I can't even tell people on something like this that I need to be right back to deal with something. They're telling them that they should deal with something.
See, I'm totally with Bill. I 100% agree with Bill. I'd rather be upfront with people. I'd rather people were upfront with me as well. So
yeah. I probably sail a little bit too close to the brutal honesty side of the Aristotelian mean, to be honest. I probably am a bit too honest, but I would much rather people be honest with me than keep things back. Because of my bipolar, like I see a lot of nuance when there isn't any there. So I'd much rather people just be straight with me, and then my brain knows what's going on.
Mm.
Yeah, I can be brutally honest too. Sometimes a little too much.
Oh,
So
give us an example, JASA.
no, because I'll get murdered. You see how she's looking at me, right? I wasn't even going to go straight to that one, but when you said something, I was like,
We've got here. Sammy said no. Lizzie said yes. Julie said yes. Sammy said no again. Doorknob had told me off for being polite. And Jeff says, if Jen had pineapple pizza on her face, I would definitely name and shame her.
Oh yeah, I would totally deserve that if there was pineapple anywhere near my fucking body. You tell me about that shit, because I don't want it anywhere near me.
See, my opa taught me that, even though, even if a turd is covered in sugar, it's still a turd. So you might as well just feed it all at once and let them get over the taste.
Oh, that's an interesting little whatever they call it.
Analogy.
That's it. I've had three of these.
And you call
And I'm
yourself an
also
Aussie.
While I'm not Amanda's level of lightweight, I am still a lightweight.
I'm a super lightweight though, like for reals.
You are.
Yeah.
I'll grant that, Amanda.
I'm
It means that I'm a cheap date. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not.
We established that earlier.
The other night.
See, I'm
I-
like you, Amanda. There.
Bitches.
I don't know what you're like, Amanda, but the drunker I get, the more horny I get, which is not a good thing.
Do you
when
use
you're drinking.
Brufen as lube?
What was that?
Do you use Brufen as lube?
It's not Taryn, and it's just there's a tube on the desk. Because I was. Look, this is what I was talking to you about the other night. One of the stupid habits I have is when I'm on streams, I will pick stuff up because this is my work desk as well. I will pick stuff up from my work desk, and I got no idea why this is in here. I think it's from when I hit my toe the other night, actually. I will pick things up and I'll just play with them. So I've been undoing and doing up this thing for the last 5 minutes.
No,
And
I
it's a
had
stupid habit and I can't stop it.
I had 2/3 of a fifth the other night, and you can definitely the worst thing that happens to me is my southern accent gets really thick.
I literally, my brain cannot work out what that is. What the hell is
What is-
2/3 of a fifth?
It's the amount of it's 750 milliliters, and it was 2/3 of it. How about that?
No, that works. That makes more sense.
There you go.
I have not had to do fractional sums in my head in 25 years.
So
Especially when I've had booze.
I had 500 milliliters of whiskey. How about that?
That sounds like a lot.
It is. I am not a lightweight, and I don't drink often, so that's why I don't drink. Is because it's expensive.
You must be sobering up now, Amanda, because you've stopped being so mouthy.
Yeah, I am.
You see where she's holding her head. That's where it's starting to hit her right there.
Yeah,
I know that
she's
headache.
heading into hangover.
Drink water, my dear.
Yeah,
Drink
that's all.
water.
I'm good.
Kitty,
Good.
Kitty says,
or as Jay would say, be water.
There you go.
Kitty says, I would absolutely not tell anyone they had toilet paper tail on their shoe. How about if it was coming out their knickers?
You have to be pretty knackered to have them coming out your knickers.
I've seen more people. I've seen more people with it coming out the top of their skirt than I have on their shoe.
Yeah.
I still want to understand the physics of that. Or at least the logistics. But it's like, how did you leave it?
I'm assuming you catch the end. I'm not sure.
See, Amanda doesn't even want to answer it. She's like, nope, gone.
I spent a morning shopping once, and somebody in the store came up to me and said, "Hey, love, do you realize that your top's on inside out?"
Well, see, I've done that, but I'm talking about. I mean, I've had a T-shirt on inside out, and I looked down, they told me, I was like, well, damn, that was about it.
I'm not talking about T-shirt. I'm talking about a really nice blouse that there's no way in this world I should have put on inside out.
I got
So
you.
I'm like, it's like, what was I thinking when I got dressed that morning?
If it was the 80s, you'd have had the shoulder pads flapping at your ears. So
I don't like shoulder pads. They're fucking horrible things.
yeah, but it was. I don't think you could have purchased a blouse in the 80s without shoulder pads. That's the thing.
Oh,
I remember my mom
agree.
constantly
No,
had
you
to
couldn't.
remove them. Yeah, my mom
Even in
constantly
the
had to remove them.
It was next to impossible to purchase them without them. Yeah, I constantly had to remove shit.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.